Another thing that we talked about with some guests, because Connor decided he didn't want to hang out with me ever, was this idea of the Club World Cup and how they were going to choose a replacement for Club Leon, because officially Club Leon is out. Now, Fabian Reinkel, top lad, came on and said that they should just do a mini tournament, right? Seed teams from wherever you want, right? Take Philly, take Alajuelense, butchered, I'm sure. Take LAFC, take the Crew, take Club America, take Monterey, take like all these teams, and just do a mini tournament. And he was close because what FIFA has decided to do was make a one game 90-minute battle for $10 million between LAFC and Club America. Why is it for $10 million? Because the winner takes Club Leon's place. They earn the $10 million for just existing in the tournament. And above all else, they get to play with me, Matt, and Pops in the stands, which is worth more than any bit of money that FIFA can give you, by the way. So when they come to Atlanta to play Chelsea, they get to see us in the stands. How lucky are they? But before they get there, they have to win this game, which will be played at BMO Field at the end of the month. And while we've already covered a bit of the process, let's preview it a little bit. So I'm going to give you a little bit of information. I'm going to pick your brain, Connor, okay? So I think this is an interesting game because one team is coming off a title run, while the other can be seen as underperforming their expectations to a degree. LAFC sits fifth in the West, well off supporter shield pace because for some reason, Vancouver's been cursed by somebody and is just running away with it. I don't know who would have done that, but not me. And they look really poor away from home, which isn't a factor here, but they haven't won away from home yet, which is weird. Club America, they finished eighth in the Apertura, snuck into the playoffs, and then won the whole thing. And then now they sit second in the Clausura. LAFC chose to move on from many players this offseason, including Christian Oliveira and Matty Bogusz, who provided a huge attacking output for them, and they've yet to see that return from bigger signings like Olivier Giroud or Jeremy Ebobisse. Their backline has been suspect as well, conceding 16 goals in 11 games, a rate that is much, much larger than the pace around last year, conceding only 43 goals in 34 games. Club America, on the other hand, super strong defensively, conceded only 10 times in their 17 matches in the Clausura, picking up 10 wins. They've revitalized the career of American winger Alex Zendejas, who has 10 goals this year, while also employing the service of Eric Sanchez in the middle of the park, and former MLS standout Brian Rodriguez, who also has 10 goals and will be returning to the States to take on his former club. Not to mention, this guy, Jonathan Dos Santos, don't know if you remember him, he's still playing, and he has 29 matches for 1,500 minutes this year. Just want to get your thoughts on the match, what each side needs to do to be successful. Like, what are you looking forward to?
I mean, both sides have to be throwing everything at this, right? Like 10 million as a reward for one game. You like, I don't think that you could correct me if I'm wrong. It feels like there's no other competition in North America where you're getting 10 million as prize money, let alone for one game. So like, you forget both of your leagues, to be honest with you. I think you just fully prepare for this game. You just fully focus on this. I think it's absolutely worth it. I mean, as long as you're like from a club perspective, I think for the fans, they may not necessarily like they're obviously not pocketing the 10 million, right? So like maybe they care more about focusing on the league and not necessarily sacking it just for this one game. But both sides are clearly heavily talented. So like LAFC is a team that I think has enough talent in the roster that they could, on their best day, could beat any team in North America. Obviously, we've seen a lot less of their best days lately. They haven't exactly been at their best, their typical LAFC level. But there is clearly enough talent in the side where if they show up for this one game and are playing at their best, I think absolutely they could beat Club America. However, I am worried about their form coming in, like you talked about a little bit. I don't think we've seen quite the same LAFC this season, and we've seen LAFC do this before, where they've kind of dipped in form, and I can't remember what year it was exactly, but they didn't really recover out of that form. And I'm wondering if maybe we're kind of seeing that again this season. Maybe the signings just haven't quite clicked with the way that Cherundolo wants to play with this team. And also there's, the part of Cherundolo leaving at the end of the season. So, there's a lot of factors in here. I think I would give the edge to Club America just based on form. They seem to be the more informed team, but I'm 100% not counting out LAFC. If they show up and play well and utilize the talent they have, I don't think there's any team that could beat them.
No, I agree with you. I think this is going to be a full just CONCACAF insanity mode, right? You get
Yeah.
10 million on the line. These guys are going to make it the most insane match of the year. I mean, you are going like I imagine. Do you remember that clip Philly in the Champions League where I forget what team they were playing, but the dude came in and just like Kai Wagner was trying to run up the line, and the dude just cleans him out, and the bench is like clear. They get in this whole like big. I imagine that for 90 minutes. Just get at him, get at him, get at him, get at him, get at him. And I am so excited for it, right? But the question is going to be in play style, right? Does Dolo go out, blaze of glory, try to press high, win the ball high, score lots of goals, or is he going to sit in and try and counter with Denny Bouanga and try and get some success out of that? LAFC have to find a way to break down this back line. 10 goals in 17 games is crazy in all competitions, but I think goes into like 20-ish games. 12 clean sheets. That's really good, right? LAFC have only been held scoreless twice this season, but they haven't been as dominant as we expect. Lots of 1-goal games, 1-0, 2-1, things that we're not used to seeing out of them, right? So they're going to have to get through all of the BS, right? You know what Liga MX sides will bring: the diving, the time wasting, the complaining, the little stuff off the ball. You have to play through that and play to the best of your ability to get the most out of this one. So it's going to be a lot of mental stuff, and that's what I'm really interested in because as much as you have those moments in MLS, especially closer to the playoffs, you really get it at a different level here. So I'm really interested there. So the game is going to be really great. I'm really excited for it. I'm going to mark it down on the calendar, no doubt. Maybe we should do a live stream. I don't know. We'll see.
Just slow your
Um,
roll.
my real question here is more of a what if question because we've had this conversation before about Steve Cherundolo's legacy. He's leaving at the end of the year, and we were kind of asking about what it is, and we both kind of agreed that if he fizzles out and loses some of the big games, fails to impress, he's going to leave with a little bit of a sour taste. Do you think this game factors into that?
That's a tough question because it's like, should they realistically have even been in this game in the first place? Like, probably not. I mean, I know that they have earned the right to be in this game based on the circumstances that have happened, but realistically, like they didn't win and get themselves a spot through like winning it. I understand that now they have the opportunity to, and I think it will play some fact. I'll say I think it will play some factor in his legacy because I think
Straddle the fence,
um
baby. Straddle that fence. Do it.
no, I'm picking I think it will have a factor in his legacy. I don't think it'll have quite the same effect as like them playing in an MLS Cup final kind of thing, where that's kind of like they earned, not that they didn't earn this chance to be here, but it was like kind of last minute thrown on there. But I mean, it's a big game. I think the fans will know that they'll understand that it's a big game. And if he loses it, to your point and to the point that we talked about previously, I think now you start to question like, how actually are his performances in big game moments?
Well, this is where our disagreement will come in because I think it absolutely matters to a much higher point than you are making it. You mentioned it. They weren't supposed to be here. They lost the game that would have got them here. Now they've got a second chance at it. If he loses it again, I mean,
Yeah, it's fair.
I agree with you in a part of it, right? I don't know that long term many people are going to remember this small bit of MLS history, right? In 5 years, we're not going to look back and be like, I can't believe Dolo didn't win the one-off game to get into the Club World Cup in 25. I don't think that's something that people are going to put on the list this year. Be like, oh, remember when? No, I don't think so. However, if he's unable to get this done, I think it's another feather in the cap for this like choke Dolo crowd who's like, oh, he's just the guy who gets us almost there. He doesn't get us all the way there. I think, and I think that would hurt him this year, right? He'll leave with that stain of another one, missed another one, right? Especially if he can't get it done in, because he didn't get it done in Champions Cup. If he doesn't get this one done, and MLS Cup or Supporter Shield almost feels out of the question at this point, right? And that's obviously it's too early to say, but it feels like that's out of the question. So now it's what MLS Cup and maybe Leagues Cup. you're running out of things to do here. So I think he needs to win this game to be able to leave more favorably than he is.
Yeah, I think I like the way you phrase it in terms of him like this is a second opportunity, and if he loses it again, I think that would kind of leave a sour taste in fans' mouth,
Yeah.
like fans' minds.
No, for sure, for sure. So let's do this. I'm gonna put you on the spot then. I need a prop. You gave me who you were leaning towards. I need a prediction. Give me scores. Give me team.
I want to back the MLS side, but I just feel like the form is not strong enough to back it. So I think it's going to be a 2-1 Club America, like like you said, garbage win. Like they'll probably score in the 70th, and then it's just going to be pulling out all of the tricks to just kill the time until we get there.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Now, it was a little tough for me because they are playing at home, right? You're going to have Club America travel. But uh, that being said, is there going to be a huge Club America? Because wasn't LA their Leagues Cup hub, right? If I remember correctly, didn't they pick LA as their hub last year? Is there going to be a huge Liga MX crowd there, right? Is Club America going to show out there, right? So I will agree with you that I think at the moment, I don't think they've got the form. And again, this is going to happen in 3 weeks. So they could get on a heater, blow every team out 4-0,
Sure.
and now it's like,
Yeah.
oh, here we go. So right now, I've got 3-1 Club America. Giroud's got to start scoring, right? Somebody at the nine has to start scoring. It doesn't have to be Bawanga all the time, but you have to get production out of your nine. Otherwise, you're not breaking down a team like Club America. So unless
Yeah,
that changes in the next
absolutely.
3 weeks,
Which
sorry.
it could. It's happened to me before.
Yeah, very very
Shout
much
out
so. So
Portland.
what?